All right. Notice is hereby given that a regular meeting of the City Council of the City of Sandy Oaks, Texas will be held on Thursday, May 23rd, 2024 at 6:30 p.m. at City Hall, 22870 Priest Road, Sandy Oaks, Texas, where a quorum of the City Council will be present. All agenda items are subject to action. You can join the meeting, the Zoom meeting, via the link on the agenda. The public will be permitted to offer public comments in person, telephonically, or by audio, as provided by the agenda and as permitted by the presiding officer during the meeting by signing up with the city secretary at least 15 minutes in advance of the meeting, if providing comments in person, and at least 2 hours in advance of the meeting by emailing city secretary at cityofsandyoaks.com, or by calling the telephone number provided if speaking telephonically or by audio. An audio recording of the meeting will be made and will be available to the public in accordance with the Texas Public Information Act upon request. Time is now 6:32 p.m. We are in session. Madam Secretary, may I have a call to order and a quorum call?
Sure, Mayor. Mayor Pro Tem Alvarado. Here. Alderman Tholinger.
Here.
Alderman Coffindaffer.
Here.
Alderman Rapino.
Here.
Alderman Tremblay.
Here.
And Ms. Cassandra Ortiz.
Thank you. Please
We
stand
have
for
a
the
quorum.
allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the Texas.
One state under God, one and indivisible.
I'm gonna try and
I know.
big sign.
I know. You were.
All right, citizens to be heard, persons wishing to speak may sign up with the city secretary and the time and manner as indicated above. Madam Secretary, do we have anybody signed up?
No, nobody signed up, Mayor.
All right, moving right along. Mayor and administrator announcements. So a couple of things that I want to bring up. So first of all, we had our day in court in a sense. With our county commissioners, it was declared as Sandy Oaks Day on the 21st, which was on Tuesday, in honor of our 10-year anniversary, which was last Tuesday, the 14th. So thank you to everybody that was able to attend and be on the lookout. We're trying to plan something to celebrate our 10-year anniversary. I'm working with the community center to try to spearhead that. So I'm gonna kind of give them free reins to put something together. So if you know of any volunteers or want to volunteer to help make that a fun event, by all means, reach out to me personally or reach out to Gloria, who is our community center director, or Tom, who probably did respond about this today, about our community event. So by all means, reach out. Moving right along, I did speak with our Bexar County Emergency Management team today. They are interested in our community center as being a warming center or a cooling center. They're talking to me about how we can retrofit it to, back up a trailer to it, to plug in a generator, should, we ever have power outages in this area. So they are excited to bring that out here. So that'll be more news to come in the future. As a reminder, we have an ordinance in place, ordinance number 2014.1, that brings in Robert's Rules of Order. So we provided you that for today, but to also use at all times, just so that way we can kind of keep order of the meetings and allow our city secretary to be able to take good notes, which allows her to then transcribe them and post them to our website. So just keep that in mind. And lastly, which I know it was a subject for the last meeting, we talked about the ethics policy. It is not in the agenda, but you have been provided the most recent copy, most recent version of a ordinance for an ethics policy. And so my homework for today is to take that home, get familiar with it, and then we'll be ready to talk about it in the next meeting. I'll send out one more copy that I think Dave is working on, that you have redlined or you have redlined, and I will get that to your inbox shortly. Okay, moving right along. Consent agenda, all matters listed under the consent agenda are considered routine by the city council of the city of Sandy Oaks. and will be enacted by one motion. There will not be separate discussion of these items. If discussion is desired, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately. At this time, we do not have the minutes available for April 25th or May 9th. The only items on the consent agenda to be approved would be the invoices.
Move to, approve the consent agenda, but, agenda item 5A and 5B.
I'll second. All right, I have a motion from Alderman Fillinger to approve the consent agenda minus agenda item 5A and 5B, and a second from Alderman Rufino. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, or refused. All right, moving right along, the administration, old business 6A, discuss under possible action on a resolution appointing Ken Roberts as interim city administrator in accordance with 2018-110. The resolution. Now, I do want to bring up, so I did some research, called a couple of last jobs on the resume for Mr. Ken Roberts. As he had alluded to, there wasn't a favorable review from the city of Kirby. So I mean, there's that. Their explanation was they wouldn't have you back. The city of Karn City, that was the next one, right? The city of Karn City, which I think you were there for 4 years. Did say he's eligible for rehire. Take that as you may, but that's just what I found out in the time that I was able to call down and talk to, the mayors of those towns.
May I ask the gentleman a question?
Yes.
If you choose, and you don't have to because we are in the middle before, what happened to Kirby, sir?
In Kirby, there was a young firefighter. He married a woman that had 5 children by 5 different husbands. And after they were married, it didn't go well. So they had gone to Rockford for a family day out. And as the day progressed on, there was an incident between the husband and the wife. He's driving down 35, she grabs the steering wheel and pulls him into the guardrail. Then she proceeds on social media to send in these pictures of her beat up and that he was in fact, in her mind's eye, the aggressor. In the Broncos police report and the police report from where they lived in, I'm sorry, I can't remember where, he was not mentioned as being involved in it other than a witness. The mayor came to me and said she wanted him suspended. She wanted a letter of reprimand put in his file, and she wanted to, in fact, bring him up on charges and fine him. So, ma'am, from what I understand, that is not the case. So we were at loggerheads. She staged some pictures of, with her allegedly in the passenger seat with bloody nose. But the picture she put on there of her in the driver's seat was a seatbelt. So when I talked to not to the kid with me, but the young fireman, I said, "Did you hit your wife?" He said, "No, sir, I did not." And I said, "Well, you know, I'm gonna run that grant, and if I find out you did, you don't." So I came back to the mayor and said, "No, ma'am, I can't do what you asked because there's not enough evidence to support running his group."
Mhm. And so for this, they don't want to bring it back?
She and I didn't make it right from the get-go.
Was she an employee of the city, sir?
What are you talking about? He's talking about the mayor.
Mayor. She and I did not enjoy the same level of what I thought was supervision and being fair.
Understandable. Well, like I said, you didn't have to answer, but I was just kind of curious on why they didn't want to have it come back. But
Well, they ain't got enough money.
you don't want to go back either, I understand.
That's perfect. No. And the guy that replaced me stayed a month and he did that.
They have quite the position open to. It's hard to say that whether it was really a Ken thing or if it was a city thing.
I
because-
beg your pardon?
Oh, I said they have quite the positions open, so it's hard to say it was a Ken thing.
Yeah.
It sounds more like a city thing.
When I got there, they had 5 positions open in the front office. They had 1.5 people trying to take care of water, court, and running the front end. I hired behind each one of them.
Mhm.
And then according to their charter, I could spend 5,000 without asking them for permission. So I gave those people that had worked above and beyond a $5,000 a year raise.
Mhm.
So that, daughter knows what I'm doing, but
Yeah. She explained
but
that.
I didn't think that was wrong. Those people did yeoman's work for no pay. And when it all began to come together, she wanted to do a review of my performance, and we had talked about it. And the first thing out of her mouth was overtime in the front office is out of control. Now, we had already talked about this 3 times before. And I said, ma'am, you've got 1.5 people trying to do 5 jobs. Of course there's going to be.
Mhm.
But when she said that in the executive session, I looked at her and I said, ma'am, this is where I run an orderly retreat.
Makes sense. Thanks.
Any other questions you got for me? I'm ready for that too.
Ready to go to work?
Beg pardon?
Ready to go to work?
I am.
Awesome. Yeah.
Any other questions?
What is this resolution number gonna be? 2024 dash? Ours are all what?
110.
110.
Well, no, that
No,
was
sorry,
2018,
the old one.
2018, 110 is the
old
resolution
one, yeah.
to appoint a city man, a city administrator. We don't, but we'll address that.
Well, I mean, first to approve this, well, I gotta ask for numbers.
We can tell them.
We can, excuse me, we can pass the resolution and assign the number later. Instead of reading resolution number 2024, that's whatever, you just say, I move the resolution of the city council. That you can do it by title instead of numbers, either one or. Well, I'll make a motion that we approve the resolution of the city council of the city of San Diego, Texas, appointing an interim city administrator.
Okay, so I have a motion by Alderman Poppendapper and a second by Alderman Lupino to accept the resolution of the city council of the city of San Diego, Texas, appointing Ken Roberts as an interim city administrator. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right, and then we go into the agreement or the.
Yeah, that it was incorporated. into the-
Okay, but we have some fill in the blanks on those three. We don't have a resolution number. On page 2, for performance evaluation, we have a blank spot in there. That was to be filled before the science.
Yep, so evaluation process, the council shall review the administrator's job performance every 30 days after the commencement date to determine whether the council will agree to extend this agreement if extended, subsequent annual reviews to occur during the month of, which month do we want to have annual reviews if we decide to?
I'm gonna say May. Because this is May, this is when we're starting. The first few months will be quicker, but then after that's gone, then annual on his anniversary date of this month.
Any motion?
Do we need a motion for
To amend anything, yes, we need.
that? Okay, I'll make a motion that we amend section 4, performance evaluation, third line, or it's blank to add the month of May.
I have a motion from Alderman Coffenbacher
I'll second that motion.
and a second from Alderman Fillinger to fill in the blanks for 4.1 evaluation process for the annual reviews to occur during the month of May of each year thereafter, unless the parties agree otherwise. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right,
All those opposed? Gone.
and you can fill in the last page when you can sign it.
The start date is May 29th because I thought that was discussed at the last
Correct.
meeting. But I think that's a Wednesday and Tuesdays and Monday, Thursday, right?
So we'll have to just,
Yeah.
Just amend it. Work session.
Monday, Wednesday.
Go ahead, sir.
If I may, I went to my ophthalmologist today. He wants to do eye surgery on my right eye on the 29th. And then I'm gonna walk around looking like Jack Sparrow for 3 days with a patch on it. So I would, ask council to entertain the idea that I start on the 3rd of June.
Will that be sufficient time for you to not look like Jack Sparrow?
So as ugly as I am, it ain't gonna hurt nothing.
Yes. I don't want to strain the other eye also.
You too. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so then we can change that.
Yes, I should do.
The effective start, the beginning, the term beginnings of June 3rd. Do you need that in the form of a motion?
June 3rd.
Yes. One more. Yes. Make a motion that we, have the beginning date, June 1st,
Third.
third, instead of May 29th, June 3rd, 2024, instead of May 29th, 2023.
I'll second that one.
Okay, so I have a motion from Alderman McNeil to strike May 29th, 2024, and insert in place June 3rd, 2024. And a second, did I say second by Alderman Fillinger? I mean, Coffenbacher. If not, he did make a second on that. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Aye, thank you.
And I believe the last would be on page 1. Interim city administrator, section 2, second paragraph 2.2, dues by resolution number. To make a motion that be filled out after discovery, whatever the number's gonna be for that. So that way this can be altered later on without it coming from us all. Let's have that number. Sure.
TBD,
I'd like to make a motion.
sure.
I move that we accept the agreement for any city administrative services and authorize the mayor to make adjustments to resolution numbers, dates, and start and stop it as he deems applicable.
I'll pull my motion and second yours. I like it better. Thank you.
All right, I have a motion by
There you
Alderman
go.
Alderman Fillinger and a second by Alderman Coffenbacher to allow the administrator or the mayor to make adjustments to the resolution number as determined at a later time. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right. Anything else that we want
I move we adjourn, sir.
So we're
to,
not doing
was that? Hold on, hold on. We got,
7.
yeah, we got 7
Uh-oh.
Are we not going to,
Oh, I'm sorry.
Was your motion to approve the prior agreement?
Yeah, it was just,
So it was to authorize the
His
mayor to fill in the blanks and make them.
Yeah.
And make the amendments that make it.
okay, so then.
I'm sorry I jumped.
So
down, sir.
swearing
It's ready to
in.
go
I just want to say,
on. Well, we haven't,
I just want to say, Mr. Robinson.
we now need to make a motion to accept the agreement with the modifications that we made.
So we'll leave it during the next meeting. But it starts on June 3rd. Brian, we're going to swear in just you and another
Yeah.
council member, I believe, who's swearing in.
Yeah, I think we can double this one. Go ahead and,
I think it's the council.
okay, I don't mind. Do you want-
I'm not just, you know. I don't even have this, you know.
You can be there.
Okay.
Yeah, ceremonial. you can take it out.
For your vote.
Yeah, no, I'll do it. Yeah, yeah, a good friend.
Exposure.
Yeah, all right, but we do need a motion to accept this agreement.
Only Bellinger, would you rescind your motion, please?
No, he had the right motion, we need a new
No,
one.
his motion was to adjourn.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Would you please
Yeah, he-
rescind your motion?
If it wasn't seconded,
Okay,
was it seconded? If it
No.
wasn't
It was not.
seconded, then we'd move right on.
we're moving along.
All right, move
Thank
along.
you, sir.
Yeah, I'm making a motion that we accept the
I'll second.
Okay, so I got a motion from Alderman Lupino and a second from Mayor Pro Tem Alvarado to accept the agreement for interim city administrator services as modified. All those in favor say aye.
I,
All those opposed? All right, moving right along. 7A, discuss and possible action on creating a temporary summer hire position to assist with clerical duties and advertising to fill the position.
I thought we already had that, sir.
I don't think-
That was one of the two positions, because we had the secretarial position and then her assistant.
You know, well, and that was the deputy clerk.
I thought we were looking to replace that individual on a full time.
We did. Not yet, the other summer. Go ahead, Jim.
Okay. There's a few things I think the city could accomplish by doing this, and I understand we're probably a little late to try and do this. It's our schools are out tomorrow, but, there are a few things we can do, and if we work with the high school counselor outside. You know, they could be talking to people a month or two before school lets out, letting them know, hey, there's a position over at San Diego, maybe possibly someone who lives here in the neighborhood. At the same time, we would expose these younger individuals to the city operations. And possibly get them interested in what we're doing. And in effect, later on, they could possibly fill a vacant position. They see what's going on, they like what's happening. They could also, you know, spread the word to other youth if they're enjoying what's going on here. I mean, I'm sure they'd rather be sitting in here. I think, you know, Alderman Fillinger mentioned to me, they'd rather be sitting in here in air conditioning than to be sitting outside some summer job or working down at Bill Miller's behind a hot stove. So that would be another, positive. And I know, like I say, we couldn't start it this year. I'd look at doing something like 20 hours a week, you know, to start. Figure if we give them $12 an hour, figure a $2,500 investment the city would make. And rather, it would
we can't do that, 12. It's gotta be 13.
minimum wage, you know, whatever,
Well, yeah.
we gotta pay a little bit, you know. But anyway, if we paid minimum wage,
Okay.
whatever minimum wage was, maybe a little more, just to, you know, a little enticement. So if we could pass, if we could agree on this, we pass an ordinance, we put it in the record, some of us won't be here next year. Some will, the ordinance will be there, it's been
You don't have to
passed,
go through that.
it'll be budgeted, I'd ask that we budget, if we pass this, that we budget for it in next year's budget, $2,500 for a summer hire. And who knows, it works, it's great, following year, maybe they do 2 summer hires, you know, and it would take some load, and I know that our secretary, our court clerk, they could appreciate a little help, you know, it gets busy in here sometimes.
So that's what I would be looking at. Create the position, budget for it for next year, and work with the school. Try to do some work with the counselor there and look at the field.
So this is really just kind of future planning.
Right, but I would like to pass an ordinance today. I'd like to pass the ordinance, pass it, and have it included in next year's budget. That we budget this, like $2,500 for a summer hire, it's there. So that next year, everybody's looking at the budget saying, hey, look, remember, we got $2,500 for summer hire. We need to start working on creating a budget, or creating a summer hire, or start advertising for it, whether we put it in, on the website. We go to the school, our city administrator does the marketing, and it's there, it's done. We won't look at this again.
So the ordinance would have to come to us the next meeting, right?
No,
Because there's no
here,
ordinance.
discuss the possible
Oh,
action.
we don't have to have the actual
No.
ordinance.
We could
Okay.
agree on, we could pass
And then
this,
she just
and we
reads.
assign the attorney to create
To create.
the ordinance, and it'll be signed at the next meeting.
I think that's a great idea, because I was wondering, we have to start getting the young people.
There's no exposure to the youngsters in this.
They don't know what's going on, they don't know what's available, and two, they maybe not even started to think, what could I do in the future, right? And if this exposes them to something that they like, and hopefully they want to give back to their community as they grow older in high school or whatever, right? They start getting other people involved, because that was my thought. How are we gonna get people on council? If, there's a wide gap, right? I mean, there's no other adults that are
Talk about training your replacement.
Mhm.
Well,
I
we have
get-
no one to train if we don't start bringing in.
If I may, I believe that we could all agree this is probably a very good idea. However, I move that we postpone this till the next. There's a reason behind it. Till our next meeting, so that way we can have the proposal already in writing, the ordinance already in writing. And then we could fill in the blanks of the pay, hours, things of that nature, and approve that on the next meeting, and have it all knocked out in one shot.
The ordinance doesn't have anything to do with the specifics.
Actually, it sounds like it does, because there's a lot of ambiguity as this was presented to us. Everything from minimum wage to $12 is one major
I mean,
ambiguity.
we can agree on that right here. So that the ordinance can be prepared.
The
signed
city-
at the next meeting.
Our city handbook already tells us the minimum wage is $15.
But
And I would not-
But you do agree that we need to pass it, so.
Yes,
that's
I'm
the
not
point.
disagreeing with
That's the
that.
point.
I'm just saying, until we could get everything, because to pass this as a piece of paper with some notes on it doesn't sound correct to me. Everything else we've done has been, an ordinance has been, a resolution, everything is already typed out and correct. So I move that we
So the fact-
postpone this till the next meeting.
Yeah, so to pass blindly, I can understand.
I'm not
where
trying to
you're
pass
coming
anything.
from.
And they'll also have the 2 reading rule, so it would come out regardless.
If we pass some today, we would have to do a second reading.
We can waive the second
The
reading,
other one- Well, you can waive it, but
and we could do that at the next meeting. So I made a motion to postpone this till the next meeting.
Although not everyone's.
Okay, sure. And with that being said, according to the rules of Congress-
May I reply?
Sure.
According to the rules of government. I tend to agree with you. I would like to see a resolution. But I'd like council to authorize the city attorney to originate an ordinance creating the position of summer intern.
I agree with that, sir.
And I would make the motion that we authorize the city attorney to create an ordinance creating the position of summer intern. That's a
I'll
motion.
second that motion, sir.
Thank you.
So I have a motion from Alderman Fillinger. And a second from Alderman Poppendapper. To authorize the city attorney to create an ordinance. Which would then create the position of intern, summer intern. To be presented at the next council meeting. That's it.
Yes, sir.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Thank you. If we Make a motion to move to agenda item number 8.
I moved that we adjourn.
We are adjourned at now 7:01.